Tony Kanaan has made his way down to the Felix Rosenqvist pit for McLaren. He's announced that the Indy 500 this year in a fourth McLaren will be his last ride, but we've heard that before. So what are you doing now, and what's the ramp up to the 500?
Well, I'm actually just hanging with the team. You know, I didn't want to come straight to Indy unprepared. Obviously, I've been going to the shop every week and just getting familiarized with the way they like to work. It's a new team for me, and I'm actually been bouncing around between the stands. I'm spending each session in different stands, listening to my teammates' feedbacks, which you always learn something, and getting to know the guys. Basically, I'm here to help the team with anything they need, but also, you know, when it comes April at the Indy test, I can walk in and I already know everybody.
But I think that's important because as Nate Ryan reported on NBCSports.com, McLaren is still hiring. They're still putting together all the group that's going to help your fourth team included, and folks can read about that on NBCSports.com. So it's important that you kind of get to know the variety of people. When do you feel like your input is important? Is it at the test then when that comes?
Well, I'm here just observing right now, and then obviously I get asked questions because it's natural. You want to pick people's brains. So whenever they ask me, I'm available. So right now I'm listening. If they need my feedback, obviously, I talked to Felix, Pato, and Rossi yesterday. I went around the track during the session to take a look at other cars, if they have anything that they need help with. So I'm here basically. Ask me a question, and if I know the answer, I'll help you.
Okay, Townsend Bell's going to ask you a question. Stand by.
Yeah, Dave, TK, you know, 48 years old. We're on his second retirement announcement. Is this 2 of 5? When can we expect the third and fourth?
So he mentioned your age and that this was a second retirement announcement that you've had. He asked if this was 2 of 5 or if this was the last announcement.
This is 5 out of 5. So that's really it. I mean, I understand, Townsend, I said that, but listen, last year I didn't say anything, and I thought it was my last one. We had a great run. I got a call. So, but this year, even people say, if you win, what about if you win? Even if you win, I think it's time, and I'm ready to do other things.
And how do you stay motivated and fit? I mean, you're fit. I can't believe how fit you still are at age 48, man. How do you keep going?
You know, I mean, I think it's just this being my thing for my entire life. I always wanted to be ready to drive an IndyCar or any car people give me, and it won't be any different. I'm retiring from IndyCar. I'm not retiring from driving, so there's still a lot of opportunities out there that I need to be ready for. So that and 4 kids, that's my motivation right there.
Very nice. TK, always a fan favorite. We'll let him put the headset back on for McLaren. And Townsend, you can believe he will be pumped up and ready by April test and then May, the end of the month for Indy 500.
And far, Dave, from Taku's last race.
Well, we think that for sure. We know right now that you're going to do Texas and the Indianapolis 500 for Chip Ganassi. How cool was that to get that call and help out the young rookie Marcus Armstrong as well?
I think this is a fantastic opportunity for me. And thanks to the team, you know, giving it such a great opportunity too. I mean, today I'm here to try to learn so many things. It's a new team, new environment. Obviously, the Marcus is, you know, the rookie here too. That if anything, I could help him. He would, you know, bring together and bring in number 11 cast up to speed with the big boys, and he's doing a fantastic job so far.
I feel like he is. I feel like he's been very composed. Has he come to you and had a little chat so far on some of your experience here at St. Pete?
Sure. We talk a lot, as well as obviously, you know, Scott, Alex, and everybody, you know. Marcus is obviously doing his own job, has to do it, but obviously he has got a tremendous experience in Europe, you know, age of 21 still, but, you know, he's very mature and very happy.
How important will Texas be for you as a ramp up to the 500?
It'd be great, isn't it? I mean, unfortunately, I don't have any track time before on hand, and that's why I'm just everything with this. I need to learn it, and straight into the car, straight into the qualify.
I think he can handle it, Lee. Takuma Sato in the ovals to start the season anyway. Maybe all year for the 11. We'll see. Elio and I were just talking, and he was phrasing something, and he's like, yeah, let me rephrase that. So how would you phrase that session after yesterday? It seemed like a good pickup.
Yeah, no question. It's still the AutoNation Sirius XM Arctic Wolf machine is actually running balance. As you can see, the lap times, we're talking about 5 cars in the same 10th. I mean, what other series you have that kind of scenario, you know? So it's very, very hard. And but in the end of the day, it was so many cars in the track that, you know, for example, in my lap time, I had to back off in turn 4, and which is okay. Give us a little extra, knowing and confident going to qualifying. But in the end of the day, very tight field, very competitive, and we keep working. But it's funny because so we used to get also a lap people going like back and then forward and then back. I was like, guys, just stay steady. The gap is going to sort it out itself, and everybody gets your lap. But it is what it is. But we are, now it's time for qualifying.
It's going to make qualifying very interesting, Marty.
Scott McLaughlin promised earlier that he had top 3 speed. He delivers on that in session number 2 here, second fastest for you. But when you're not able to get a full lap and a clean lap like you guys all were struggling out there, what read do you really get on the car, Scott?
Thankfully, I got a decent read in my Dexenergy and Chevy. I think, the car was, pretty good for us, but I kind of rushed my procedure. You've got to, it's a bit of cat and mouse with everyone. You don't want to leave too big a gap because someone in pit lane is going to take that gap. So you've got to really think about okay, maybe I just sacrifice, and qualifying is going to be better, but I've just got to sacrifice maybe giving away my gap in practice to get a lap in. And I was probably a little bit too close to the car in front of me. I think it was Pagenaud, but I got a lap in, and I feel it was nice to get some comfort there on the Wyolis.
Does that mean it's going to be a chaotic qualifying session with traffic being an issue?
That's IndyCar. Yeah, I mean, our capital C for chaos in this series. So, look, it's all part of it. We'll see how we go. We just got to make sure we do clean laps, and hopefully you see us in the fast 6.
Well, it's been a good start to the season for Andretti Autosport. Colton Herta was second quick yesterday, fastest today. What do you have?
I have a little bit of understeer. Her nose is so high that she could drown in a rainstorm right now. But the car's good. We did our first run and, driving a little bit like a fuddy-duddy, not getting everything out of it, but then afterwards we seemed all right. So it's a good place to be in, second in the first session, first in this one. Feel comfortable on both compounds of tires, so I'm happy with how the Cambridge Honda is performing.